Hi, it's Grant from CONQRA here, innovator and distributor of the CONQRA Apache. We're out in the field now since the launch of the product in April to see how it performs. Unfortunately, a little brutal on myself, 2 Apaches alone aren't creating the movement control joint I thought. Definitely a slip joint to stop the concrete sticking to the pipe and the vapor barrier, but not the movement that we're going to see now and we're looking at as we see this unfolding in front of us. Opening up this penetration here with an Apache on the outside of bubble wrap, which is our preferred option against the polystyrene as it's far too stiff. We have created a vapor barrier joint and a free control movement joint, even by just simply using 1 Apache, even though 2 is our preferred option. When we open this up here and strip it back, the plumber also has the alternative by simply using a sharp object down into that bubble wrap of removing it. But that's probably unnecessary as it will deteriorate over time and create that free control movement joint we're seeing in front of us now. We can also simply pull that bubble wrap up and out, or alternatively we can start to process it by pushing the bubble wrap down into the surface. As we see here, this is the ultimate, 2 Apaches. Slip joint on the outside, the bubble wrap being tucked down. We'll open this up here. You're going to see another Apache underneath, which was placed prior to the DPM, with the second Apache over the DPM, forming a double vapor barrier joint, and also the free control joint that engineering architects are asking us to achieve. Thank you. We are day 2 of plumbing penetrations. We're on could be a conventional slab this time actually, not a raft because it's got a block base around it, but we've got several penetrations here from 100mm surface down to 80, and we're going to chop the polystyrene collar off these and just see if there's any movement in these versus 2 Apaches versus a bubble wrap. Right, so here we are. We're doing the autopsy. Oh goodness. Right, so the rule is that everybody reckons these things have some movement. Well, I hate to say it, team, it looks like a fallacy. The plumber comes along, he dresses this polystyrene right down as low as he can, and as we know, he then pushes the P-trap vent over this, and this is meant to have movement. Well, guess what, team? There is no movement at all in a polystyrene collar. None. 0 zip. So I'd say the worst thing out of them all is a polystyrene collar. Yet everybody's made to believe that the polystyrene collar is the bee's knees. Let's go over to this one. Here's the next one. This has already had the top taken off. I'm going to break it down so we can get a good look at it. Once again, pollute the environment with all the polystyrene, the terrible stuff that it is, remembering that it's non-biodegradable and does not break down. There is absolutely no movement at all in that pipe. None at all. So the architects and the engineers that are stating that this is a seismic band is absolutely rubbish. Okay, let's go and have a look at another one. Here we go, folks. This is another 65mm vent pipe. Just terrible, terrible polluting of the environment. CFC in the polystyrene is non-biodegradable. We're going to fill the bins up with it. We're going to blow it all over the site. Oh yeah, we've got a wee bit of movement in that, but that's only a little bit there. The polystyrene is stopping this pipe moving totally. End of story. Let's go and have a look across the road here. As you can see, we've done 3 in a row here as a random inspection. We're looking at this one here. There's some polystyrene collars that have been used around some of the vents, but this one here, got absolutely nothing. We haven't got a polystyrene collar. We've come up through the pod. The concrete's not around it. There's nothing here to indicate that there's any form of a seal at all. And we've only got to wander over here to look at this one. Absolutely nothing. whoever inspected the slab really was obviously in a bit of a Christmas hurry. This, once again, not only is the installation poor, but also the slab inspection, in my opinion. Just done a shot across the road on a conventional slab in relation to plumbing penetrations and polystyrene collars. We've walked across the road and we're about to vet another one. We've come into a framed up building here. Down here we've got another one where the guys have put some tape over the top of the vent, one of the features that the Apache has just mandatory without having to do this. And we have got another vent here that has got minimal movement in it. So what I'm getting at here is the fact that these polystyrene collars actually reduce the movement, and they don't allow any movement here between the surface and the concrete at all. It's my opinion that bubble wrap and an Apache is a far better system. Right, we're going to go down the road now to another one that's boxed up but unpoured. Let's go and check out and see what they've done to the DPM and how they've sealed it off. Here we've got one where it's just bubble wrap only. So looking down here, there's bubble wrap and there is absolutely nothing else other than the bubble wrap been dealt with down below, and there's a movement here but very little. It would be very hard for the plumber to try and get the vent down here that secures the toilet pan. So let's just wander over here and have a look at a couple more of these. We've got one here where there's nothing around it at all. No bubble wrap on this one. These ones here, bubble wrap on them, but very minor amount. And last but not least, another one here that's absolutely minimal. You wouldn't even call that movement at all. In my opinion, we probably need at least 2 or 3 bands of the bubble wrap around them to give them what the architects and engineers, building inspectors are looking for. No consistency in the field, team, none at all. Thank you. Framed up, jib stocked, looking at the service vent for a tub. Been 100mm service down here. Plumber's fitted the adapter to it. And yep, our old friend the polystyrene in here. And there's meant to be movement, is there? Well, if that's going to be in an earthquake movement and that's meant to give, I'm taking that it's going to snap off. So that's what we've got there. When you expose these, this is what the plumber's doing. He's putting a little jointed glued cap over it, straight into the service, and all we've got here is polystyrene, and we've got 0 movement. We come into one that's been boxed up, prepped here, gap 7 down ready, so obviously from this point, I'd hope they're going to roll it for a start, because a lot of sharp stones there. This should definitely have a roller or a sand base put on it, because it's quite aggressive gap 7, it's big stone, so this is really ugly. But what's more ugly is the fact that the plumber's come in, he's done his underfloor, he's put the bubble wrap on, but he's short. The way the pipe's coming up here, even if we dig this around, he's going to be short, so the flooring contractors are going to put their DPM sheet down, they're going to bring it up and they're going to tape onto this. Really? Yep, so this is the sort of thing that we're seeing in the field. There is no way you can tape against that and get an accurate penetration seal, because above this will be the concrete, the pods and everything else. Okay, and as you can see over here, one over here, it's even worse. Been set up too high. Plumber's never going to pull that down, or the flooring contractor's never going to do that. I don't believe he will anyway. I know what they're like. And this is actually quite high, the plumbing service itself. Last but not least, the last one today, and it's a nice one. We've got the contractors caught with their trousers down. They're starting to install the reinforcing and finishing their rebates, but we've got a real decent look here at the penetrations. Once again, there's plenty of movement, but my biggest concern here is the total reliance on a piece of tape. They haven't even cut a square, they've done nothing around there at all. Let's come on, wander over here and we'll have a look here. There's another one here, it's a, excuse the pun, double penetration. The polystyrene collar isn't going to protect that at all. And then we have a look down in here, and we've actually got, you've got it, we've got the dirt. And that's what you're relying on, is a tape penetration on a floor. This is a well-known group housing company, we won't disclose who they are, but if you're telling me that that's a good job of a penetration, That's why I invented the Apache. Come on over here and let's have a look at another one. Here we go. Down in here with it, Liz. Right, once again the old job of putting plenty of tape around to make sure it looks good. And here we go. Water's going to come straight up through there, and guess what? There it is again. Here again, reliance on tape. Loads of tape around the pipe to make it look good, but where it really matters is under here, and it's just poor. We'll wander over and have a look at the other one they've got here behind us. Once again, pure reliance on tape, nothing else. They haven't even cut the square patch that some contractors use. I'd say this is, out of 10, I'd give it -3. This is a below par, below average job. And yeah, the contractors from down south need to wake up, smell the flowers, because this is not a quality job. I wouldn't pass this, never. That's what you call your plumbing penetration dealt with. Sorry mate, failed it.